right. Hello, everybody. We are checking out a Mortician's Tale today. This is a shorter game. It is only about an hour long. It is a story-driven game. Story-driven, death-positive video game where you play as a mortician tasked with running a funeral home. Take on the role of recent funeral direction graduate Charlie. She learns the ropes of the business and industry. Prepare the bodies of the deceased. Okay. Attend their funerals and listen to their loved ones' stories. And interact with Charlie's coworkers, clients, and bosses. Okay. I'm probably gonna cry. September 14th, 10:15 a.m. Aha. Oh, this is cute. Hello and welcome to our new funeral director. From Matthew Jeffrey to me, Charlie. Welcome, Charlie. Nice to meet you. My name's Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the man who delivers the bodies to you and helps with some of the more heavy lifting. Ever hear that joke about a hearse driver? I'll tell it to you when I come by in a bit. Looking forward to working together. I think you'll enjoy working here. Amy is a sweetheart, but she runs a tight ship. Nothing you can't handle, I'm sure. She wouldn't have hired you otherwise. Cheers and good luck. Okay, he is the funeral director. Amy. Hello, Charlie. Well, you're new here, so it's probably best I explain where everything is. In your office/preparation room, you'll find your cremation station, cremulator station, embalming station, and obviously, since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. I know you have experience working with these stations, but please let me know if you have any questions, okay? Jen Love. Good luck, you beautiful and smart babe, you. I guess my subject line to you should start being more professional now that we are business professionals. I can't wait to get your reply so I can see your fancy new email signature. I love that you were able to land this gig straight after graduating. It sounds super cool. I didn't even know mom and pop funeral homes were a thing until now. Guess it's just not something I really think that much about. I should look more into this, learn more about your world and industry, because as I said, you are now a very serious professional. Speaking of being a professional, my museum gig is amazing. I can't believe somebody paid me to move to London, and not London, Ontario, serial killer capital of Canada, to work in a museum. Like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job with an art history degree. I'll tell you more about it when we Skype. My stories Skype. My stories require you to see my face and that you hear my excellent British accent impersonation. Also, I signed you up for a funerals monthly newsletter. Consider it your graduation gift / I love you / I'm super proud of you gift. Love you, Jen L. Museum Curator, London Pathology Museum. Today's tasks. Hello, Charlie. Hope you are settled in okay so far. Matthew should have dropped off your first body for you to work on. He said you were really friendly, and he's glad to have someone young and lively to work with. You'll get used to his sense of humor. Your first body is Mrs. Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. The family has asked for a closed casket funeral, so no embalming or body preparation is necessary. The family seems a little bit more united than previous families we've dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye makes things a bit easier, if that's possible. That being said, although you will not be embalming Mrs. Garcia, I do think it's important to take the time to clean her body. No one is going to see her body, but I like to encourage my funeral directors to do this out of respect for the deceased and their loved ones. You'll find Mrs. Garcia in the prep room. Tips for good etiquette at a funeral. Thanks for subscribing. Each month we bring you a new newsletter featuring a topic pertaining to the death industry. This month is all about good etiquette for attending a funeral. I really can't believe we have to write this one out, but since we said we'll answer your most popular questions, here we are. Because this is definitely one of the most popular questions. Oh my god. Funerals are a hard time, and we understand that, but here are some quick and easy rules to remember for being respectful at a funeral. Generally, following the guidelines of don't be a jerk should work. Don't be on your cell phone. We understand you're busy, but this is a time and place to disengage. If you have to be on your phone, don't do so inside the funeral home. Hello, Abir. Don't be loud and obnoxious. You can share happy stories, but other people are also grieving and working through their own healing process. Being quiet gives other people space they might need. Don't get drunk. Oh my god. Everyone can deal with their feelings in their own ways. Just remember to be respectful with the grieving family and friends. Happily reminisce. Sometimes remembering happy moments and positive experiences with the deceased can be a productive part of the healing process. Give condolences. It's not easy knowing what to say to someone, but even in simple, I'm thinking of you, can go a long way. Dress appropriately. What this looks like will change based on the customs of the deceased and their culture, but always dress in a way that shows respect to the deceased and their grieving family. Give a gift or sign the registration book. This can be flowers or a nice card, but it's the thought that counts here. Sometimes this can even be just cooking dinner for the grieving family. Anything that shows you care and want to help them through the healing process is what matters here. Be kind and be helpful. Okay. Okay. Alright, so this is a point and click, it seems. This is the prep room. Oh god, at least this isn't mortuary assistant. You'll never catch me playing that. Where you will prepare bodies for burials and viewings. Okay? Because the family has requested a closed casket ceremony with no embalming, you're just going to clean the body. Okay. Click on the sponge. Come on, gotta get you cleaned up. Oh, mortuary assistant is terrifying. And it's also gross. That's it, you're done. Because, like, you have to, like, stick the tubing in. It's, ugh. Oh, God, there's tubing here, too. Shit. That's it, you're done. Mrs. Garcia will be sent to Mike, who will take care of dressing and putting her in the casket. Well, this game is only an hour long, so, like, we're doing this, and then I'm playing Go-Go Town for the rest of the stream. Like, we're not... no. No, this is definitely not gonna be as graphic, just from the art style alone. It's time to go to Mrs. Garcia's funeral. You're responsible for taking care of the deceased body, but it's also important to pay your respects to their loved ones. Follow the arrow to head to the funeral parlor. Okay. There she is. Excuse me. She would have hated these paintings. She was so particular. Yeah, at least she doesn't have to see them, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I heard the family specifically said no embalming. I thought it was mandatory, like required by law, but I guess not. Embalming weirds me out. Do those chemicals leach into the ground? Seems strange to be using a chemical that is known to cause cancer and putting it into the ground like that. Or into the sewer. That's what they must do with the leftover formaldehyde, right? Just pour it down the drain? At least embalming guarantees you won't be buried alive. Oh, God. Stop it. Don't make me laugh right now. Hello, little guy. Mommy, I'm hungry. When can we go? Buddy, there's food over here. I hate wearing pantyhose. My legs are so itchy. It's always so cold in these funeral homes. I think I might actually miss those sweaters she used to knit for me now. Oh. We usually don't small talk a lot at these things. At least that's what I was always taught. Alright, well, I talked to everybody and looked at the thing. Okay, so it's been like a month. Oh, we got more messages coming in. Oh, okay. Wait, I didn't see this. Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. Our services here at Rose and Daughters Funeral Home are committed to providing loved ones with the best and most affordable funeral services in the area. We offer a diverse range of personalized funeral service options to fit every need. Prices: burial with open casket ceremony and reception, $5,985. Burial with closed casket ceremony and reception, $4,275. Cremation with ceremony and reception, $1,700. Direct burial with no ceremony or reception, $1,905, all inclusive. Direct cremation with no ceremony or reception, $600, all inclusive. We also offer custom packages to suit every budget and need. Please do not hesitate to contact us with any questions. Amelia Rose, founder and director. About Rose and Daughters. Rose and Daughters Funeral Home was founded by my grandparents back in 1956. The Rose family has proudly served the area since then, providing personal, affordable funeral services for all. I'm proud to have carried on my family's business for the last 36 years, working with the best and brightest funeral directors and grief counselors in the area. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you've recently experienced a loss and would like us to help you through this hard time. Okay. Jennifer Valentine. I'm so frustrated right now. Let me explain this in a bit more detail. A colleague and I were discussing the tight lacer's liver specimen we have here at the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907, and the liver tapered inwards from what the doctor leading the autopsy believed was too tight lacing on her corset. It's fascinating because it's kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular, and while people associated it with fainting or hysteria, it's actually been associated with visceroptosis, which is when the organs fall into the lower part of the abdomen, which is super unsettling but can also be caused by being pregnant. So, of course, it's probably messed up some bones, but likely didn't do this kind of internal damage. And I'm tired of the condescension about my wardrobe that also implies I don't know what I'm doing. These are the kind of things I specifically research, and yet I'm treated like I know nothing about. I'm having a day, Charlie. Okay, here we go. Can I rant for just a second? I'm so tired of hearing strangers, colleagues, anybody, male colleagues, get on my case for wearing corsets. I wear them under my blazer and over a nice blouse, so it's not like I'm dressing inappropriately, even though dress codes are such sexist BS anyways. And, I hate how their misogyny gets veiled in faux concern. Jen, I'm just worried you're damaging your body. You know what corsets do to livers, right? Corsets don't do anything to livers. They're definitely not hurting me as much as your condescension is hurting my head. Sorry, I'm out of sorts right now. I'll send you another email in a little bit when I've cooled off a bit. Okay. What to wear when you're attending a funeral from different culture. We all know everyone wants to be respectful at funerals. Don't talk too loudly, be kind, smile, and refrain from making inappropriate jokes, at least around the grieving family. Hey, sometimes people do need a little bit of a pick-me-up during such hard times. Who are we to judge? And a big part of that is knowing what to wear. Roman Catholic funerals tend to lean more to the formal black attire rule, and it works for us. Did you know this goes back to the days of the Roman Empire where people would wear black as a symbol for mourning? Black isn't universally the symbol for mourning, though, and if you're attending a funeral that is from a culture that is not your own, it is important to understand this. Some colors have different meanings, and despite your best intentions, the wrong choice could mean accidental offense. For example, in Hinduism and in Chinese cultures, white is typically color for funerals. For Islam, though, it is less about the color you are wearing and more about how modestly you are dressed. Refrain from wearing any elaborate jewelry and be respectful of your behavior. For Sikh funerals, color of the clothing isn't as important, as is dressing modestly and being able to appropriately sit cross-legged. Actually, being respectful is just the number one rule for any funeral, no matter what, really. Remember that, and please don't hesitate to ask what is and isn't appropriate to wear. If you are attending to support a friend, family member, or partner, this day is not about you, so be sure to do whatever you can to be as respectful and supportive as possible. Even if that means not wearing what you're used to wearing at a funeral, or even if it just means asking how you can appropriately show your respects. Okay. A story about death. Hey there, Charlie. I was driving around the other day, taking our clients on their last trip around town, and I was thinking, did I ever tell you the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager about to start university, and a friend of mine was killed in a car accident, totally out of the blue. Really tragic stuff. Messed me and my friends up real good. But so the big day. We all got into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were a lot of us, so we had at least 3 different cars full of us, like clown cars, you know. While we were in the procession going to the cemetery, somebody in our car got a phone call from a friend in a different car. Turns out, some asshat driver who doesn't know to not get in the way of a procession drove through the intersection and smashed right into our friend's car. Nobody was hurt, thank God, but can you imagine getting that call? Anyways, one of my friends in the same car as me, the one who got the call, hung up and started laughing. Just laughing her ass off in that way that makes you not sure if they're really just crying or if they've gone fully off the deep end. And she laughed, and then we all started giggling because, go figure. Life is messed up sometimes, you know? There's no moral, no point to that story, I guess. I just remembered that story and wanted to tell you because we work with death all the time, and I still sometimes get caught off guard by what that actually means. Oh, before you get any ideas, this has nothing to do with why I became a funeral director. That decision came totally later, and is nothing unremarkable. Somebody has to do it, and I have a strong stomach, so why not? I'll see you in a bit, Charlie. Okay. Ooh, yay. From Mia Garcia. Hi, Amy. Please pass along our deepest thanks to you and your staff for the wonderful job they did with our mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Our family so rarely gets together. It was nice seeing everyone come out for such a beautiful service. My son never gets to see his family. Also, it was creatively and kind of you to let us bring our own food in. Getting to share home-cooked meals, sharing stories, being there together, it meant a lot. So what I'm saying is it was nice for everyone to be there like that, together in that way. And I know how much of that was due to the work of your staff, especially your funeral director. Thank you for making this difficult time easier for all of us. Best, Mia. Hi, Charlie. Here are some of the instructions for your next body. You did a remarkable job on the first one. The family was very happy. No small feat. Pleasing a grieving family isn't exactly the most comfortable of jobs. Your next job is a man named Mr. Duval. An elderly man died of old age. Nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming. You can reach out to his daughter, Lizzie Duval, if you have any questions. She's handling your father's passing as well as can be expected. As always, don't hesitate to ask any questions. P.S. Charlie dear, please remember to wear proper embalming gear. Formaldehyde is extremely dangerous. I know I don't need to tell you, but my maternal instincts are hard to ignore. Promise I won't mother you too much. Just a little. Ask Matthew, he knows. Okay. Let us continue. Oh, look at us in our little gear. So professional. Traditional burials typically require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly. Oh God. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials will use embalming. Let's start by cleaning the body. Okay. Sponge. Okay. Razor. I have to massage. Massage out the rigor mortis. That's... Oh. The eyeballs... No. Eyeballs deflate once the body... I didn't know... I did not need to know that. God. To keep the eyes shut, you need to glue them. Oh my God. Oh God. Mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag a cotton ball. Keep the mouth from opening, you'll need a suture it shut. I hate this. Oh my God, I absolutely hate this. Click and drag the lotion. Yeah, this just tells me I did the right thing. Why did I buy this game if I was not paying attention when I bought this, clearly? But I'm glad this is a short one. I'm gonna need Go-Go Town after this to cleanse the cuteness. Close him up, thank God. Now drain the organs. You're done. It's time to attend the funeral. Okay. Came out of nowhere. I mean, it sort of always does, doesn't it? Yeah, 1 minute you're laughing, having fun, and then the next, poof, that person is gone just like that. It's weird to think about for too long. Like staring at the sun. I start to feel all fuzzy when I think about it. So weird how our bodies just stop working like that. Yeah. So strange not seeing most people wearing white. Oh. White? I think it's different for different family members. I can't remember. I haven't gone to many traditional funerals, so mostly white, but like definitely not red, no matter what. Yeah, because in some cultures, red is like a very happy, festive color. So if you were to wear that to like a funeral, oh my god. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park, play catch. He loved playing catch. He threw a mean curveball, that's for sure. Coming to himself. Let me see the man. Hello. Done. Okay. A little bit later. Three messages. Alright. Ooh, LGBTQ funerals. Respect. Alright, maybe we'll save that for... Paycheck coming late. Excuse me? Excuse me? Where's my money? Hey, Matthew. This is embarrassing, but it seems I miscalculated some of our income and I don't have enough to pay you this week. Would it be terribly inconvenient if I cut you a check for next week instead? If you need the money urgently, please let me know. I feel terrible about this whole thing and I can cut you a check from my personal account if need be. I am so sorry about this. I assure you it won't happen again. Oh. Why is he forwarding this to me? Why are you gossiping about how they can't afford to pay you, Matthew? What are you doing, bud? I don't like the look of this, not one bit. I know you've only been with us for a few months, but maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy has been having. A small mom and pop shop like Rose and Daughters can't compete with the bigger guys. Anyway, don't tell Amy I sent this to you. Yeah, I'm starving, so I'm going to grab some fast food before taking the hearse through the car wash. 2 birds, 1 stone. And swinging back to the home. Do you want anything? A beef and cheddar? I'm going to take the hearse through the drive-thru, of course. It freaks people out. I love it. They get so awkward. Let me know. I'm heading out in 15 minutes. Meet cute for death positive. Yeah, we'll do that one. Charlie, I was doing some reading. I know you hate when I try to give you dating advice, but hear me out. There's a dating site that's specifically for people working in the death industry. Okay, so maybe I'm a little worried for you. You haven't mentioned anybody since the breakup of 2014 that we will never speak of again after this moment. But you're always saying how tired you get of people being scared to ask about your day, so maybe meeting somebody in the industry isn't the worst idea. Just promise me you'll consider it, okay? It's harder for me to make sure you're seeing sunlight when I'm all the way across the ocean. I know you look like a babe with pale skin and witchy gothy aesthetics are super hot right now, but vitamin D is still a good thing. Mom rant over. I'm going to try it out because it turns out people get super scared off when you tell them you work in a museum filled with dead bodies. Do you know how not interesting other people find teratomas? Charlie, I didn't know we were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled by having a best friend who is as much of a weirdo as I am. Miss you. Let's grab a bottle of wine for our next Skype date. If you sign up for Dead Meat... Isn't that the best name for a death industry dating website? Tinder rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile or whatever. I'm not sure how it works just yet, though. Okay. Hi, Amy. Thank you for the wonderful evening you and your staff put together for my father's funeral. He wasn't always an easy man to get along with, but I'm glad to have seen him off in such a kind way. Passing on this lovely thank you note. Okay, and... LGBTQ funerals. Respect. If you've been a long-time subscriber to our emails or follow us on social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering that transgender people are, at times, subjected to during their funerals. There have been notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by their families. No! Had their hair cut. I knew about the names, but the hair? And the pronouns, I knew about that. Are buried under the wrong names and subjected to the wrong pronouns in their obituary announcements. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion, respect, and care. And this absolutely extends to pronouns and respecting the deceased wishes as per their lived experiences. The CDC's Funeral Director's Handbook on Death Registration and Fetal Death Reporting offers the fraught directive. Enter male or female based on observation. Oh, no. Do not abbreviate or use other symbols. If sex cannot be determined after verification with medical records, inspection of the body or other sources, enter unknown. Do not leave this item blank. Leaving it up to observation obviously enters into a world of issues, since bodies can be so different. And because of ingrained bias, people can draw incorrect assumptions based on their own inaccurate observations. California has passed what is known as the Respect After Death Act, which states that the death certificate must reflect the deceased's gender identity as they lived it. So a step in the right direction. People who are trans deserve the same respect in death that people who are cisgender receive. Misgendering in death takes away this respect. It can also inflict hurt and trauma on spouses and friends that survive the deceased. So what can we do as funeral directors? Listen to the people who come into your office. In America, especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around same-sex marriage. I wonder when this was made. But this doesn't, because at least for now, we still have federal gay marriage. This doesn't mean you're not dealing with two people who have loved each other in the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is to also ensure the deceased receives the utmost respect in their burial. If a funeral is to honor the deceased, then do that. Honor them. This is probably not going to change, but I'm just curious. I'm going to click back to it every once in a while. Alright. Hello, Charlie. Today's funeral is for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just the standard cremation. Please don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions. Okay. Let's go. Oh. Okay. Before we cremate Mrs. Hall, we need to prepare her body. Mrs. Hall's family brought clothing and jewelry. It's important to remove these before the cremation prayer. Oh, it's not to damage. Okay. We need to be able to identify Mrs. Hall's remains after she's been cremated. Click and drag the round identification tag. Okay. She's all set. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's just a game. It's fine. Sorry, my dad was cremated, so. This is the cremulator, contrary to popular belief. Oh God, you're joking. You're joking. Cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash so much as bone fragments. Using the cremulator will break those bone fragments down into ash-like remains. Start by placing the urn in the cremulator. Okay. Sure to put. See, we had, he was cremated after. I don't know why they cremated it before. It's like people could see him and stuff. Seems odd. This is nice in a weird way. She'd like that we're all here talking. She always tried to keep the family together. The food is delicious. I know that's weird, but these crab cakes are perfect. Glad she was cremated and not like in an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. At least we got to say goodbye. She would have liked that. She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up. Not once. She would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. February 14th, 10:14 a.m. Emails. More emails. Oh no, we're losing our job. Another thank you note. From Ryan Garcia to Amy Rose. I don't know what to do. I know this email might be a bit odd, but you said if I was ever having troubles, I should reach out, and you would know somebody I could talk to about all this. I don't know what to do now. I know my grandmother had lived a full good life and was very happy, and that she's not in any pain now, but I feel empty, Amy. I've never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do now? I thought I was stronger than this. Can you refer to me to someone to talk to? I don't want to freak out my mom right now. She's dealing with enough with work and the will and trying to just be the best mom she can. I just need somebody to tell me it'll be okay. Thank you, and I'm sorry for being an inconvenience. I thought I would forward this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor or other professionals who can really help him. Sometimes we get emails like this when people don't know where else to turn. It's difficult, and family isn't always the most reliable for some people. Usually I would be happy to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today, not my usual self. And it would be good for you to start building these kinds of relationships on your own. Challenger approaches. Oh, the website is different. Charlie, I've been playing a new game when things are slow at work. It's called Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Ah, there it is. Get it? Get it? It's like Minesweeper, but way harder. Like, seriously, it's really, really difficult. And I thought my Minesweeper game was on point after working that overnight front desk job at that hotel for 3 years. But I must have gotten rusty. Anyways, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves so you don't destroy the adorable ghosts. The main character also kind of looks like you. Want to start a healthy competition? High scores get to pick the restaurant we go to when one of us is in town next. Keep on protecting Earth with green burials. You lived your life mindful of the environment, doing your part to reduce pollution and generally help out where you can. So why not continue doing that, even in death? At least that's the thinking for a lot of people who are turning to green or natural burials. Natural cemeteries are becoming more popular and are focused on a few rules. Mainly, it's that bodies aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals that can damage the environment, and bodies must be buried in a biodegradable shroud or casket. Not only is this better for the environment, it's also cheaper. At Union Cemetery in Ontario, Canada, a natural burial is just over $1,000. So better for the people, the environment, just maybe not so good for big business. Let's not forget, people, this is still a business after all. But really, why go green? Green burials have preserved natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, protect the health of those preparing bodies, and restore/preserve natural habitats. Embalming fluids tend to contain formaldehyde, and funeral directors report a higher incidence of leukemia. Going green and not using toxic chemicals for embalming helps protect funeral directors, while at the same time lessening the impact we have on the environment after we're gone. We here at Funerals Monthly think green burials are pretty cool. What do you think? Reply and let us know. Okay. Here we go. News about the future of Rose and Daughter's funeral home. It's with a very heavy heart that I write to let you all know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. I had no idea how to start this email, and resources I Googled told me that it would be best and easiest way to break the ice. Be direct but remorseful, Google said. The truth is, I don't really know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done my best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to anyone who chose to use our services. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose, in a lot of ways. And you've all become like family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition. But it's getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less like I have the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, larger corporations than we are that can take on more business and offer more impressive services. You know the way it goes. So we've been bought, or I sold. Either way, soon, Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc., a company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country, will replace Rose and Daughters starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the Rose and Daughters Funeral Home, the name Rose and Daughters Funeral Home, for tax purposes, though honestly I'm trying hard not to just see it as a move on their part to keep up the image that it's a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that, but I also don't know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact, somewhat. They have a good reputation, and I've agreed to keep you all on. That was one of my stipulations. I would sell, as long as you all weren't without a job. Sorry I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have a company lunch, but I admittedly didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was easier for me. Please understand. Oh boy. Hi, Amy. You asked if there are any special instructions we wanted to pass along. Just please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker too. The doctor told me that would need to be removed. Please see the note below about the pacemaker. They can be tricky. A pacemaker, you say, huh? Cremation. I do like how simple this game is. That is nice. Mr. Reyes came directly from the hospital, so we don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him, as the family did not provide us any to include. He has a pacemaker that we need to remove. Because pacemakers are batteries, they will explode inside the hot heat of the cremation machine, and we definitely don't want that. Let's start by removing the pacemaker. Click and drag the scalpel. That's not where your heart is. Click on the forceps. He's all set to be cremated. Cool. Push the button. We're gonna put the bones in the thing. Oh. And here we go. To the funeral. Did you ever end up clearing the air with your father? No, we talked a few times, but no, not really. He sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn. That's just it. Stubborn. What do you want to do after this? It's pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio somewhere? Sounds good. I could really use a beer right now. Hey, did I ever tell you the time we tailgated? I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. Wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know. He never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. February 28th. Okay, so like 2 weeks later. Hi, Yumi. I just wanted to thank you for the service the other month, and I apologize if I was abrupt. It was kind of a shock for me, and I didn't feel comfortable with the whole process. He wasn't supposed to die yet. It hasn't been easy. Things to avoid saying at a funeral. Welcome back. Now, we rarely do listicles here, but for this month's newsletter, we thought a listicle would be the best way to deliver this month's advice, what not to say at a funeral. We know figuring out the right thing to say to a grieving friend can be extremely difficult, and since that's such a personal issue, it's hard to give specific advice. Some things will be more comforting to other people, but unfortunately we can deliver a little bit more solid advice on what not to say to someone who's grieving. So here it is. Funeral Monthly's top 5 things not to say at a funeral. At least they're no longer suffering. Oh god. Even if this is true, nobody wants to hear this. It's probably not your place to dictate. Who wants to be told that the death of somebody they love is for the best? Like I said, even if it's true, don't be that jerk and just don't say it. Yeah. Were they saved? No religious statements. Just don't. Why? Because not everyone agrees with your religious views, and not only is it not always comforting, it can also be insulting. They're with the angels now. See above notes, then rinse and repeat. Let me know how I can help. This one is tricky. You want to help, but those in mourning won't always ask for help. If you want to help, suggest specific things. I'm free if you need someone to babysit the kids. Actions are better than passive statements. Cook something for them, take them to their favorite restaurant, or buy tickets to see a movie together. I know how you feel. Even if you think you do, everyone grieves differently. Don't focus this on yourself. Empathy doesn't involve having to commiserate. Sometimes people will want to hear your experiences, but don't assume they will. For a quicker version of this list that can be applied in any situation, don't say stuff just for the sake of saying stuff. Just say I'm sorry if you don't know what else to say. You hate mushrooms so much I found the perfect thing for you. I've been thinking about death. I know, shocker, look what you've done to me. I think I want this mushroom suit. No, it's not called that, but I can't remember the name of it, and I'm writing you on my phone so I don't feel like Googling it right now. Anyways, the idea is that it's a biodegradable suit that the deceased wears. It's made with what people call biomix, mushrooms and other microorganisms that help to decompose bodies, neutralize toxins in the body, and provide nutrients for the soil for the plants. I think this one company even offers casket liners for use in green caskets. I think this is what I want. It'll be just like Hannibal. Wait, don't tell people I said that, okay? But seriously, it's pretty cool. I love all the death innovation happening. We might as well do something when we're in the ground, you know? Love you. Think about it and let me know your thoughts. I want all your thoughts. If it's not this, then maybe I'll have my ashes made in the jewelry. But seriously, I'm probably going to do this. There's no harm in planning ahead. Am I right? Oh, okay. I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront this situation. Yeah, anyways. Rosen Daughters has been asked to prepare the body of a young man who took his own life. He had a will prepared and asked for cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burial instead. Unfortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney, or didn't have any witnesses sign his living will or his advance directive regarding these wishes, so his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want. It's unfortunate, but we have to do as his family wishes. Matthew has graciously offered to take this on if you are uncomfortable with the subject. Instead, we have a second body for you to prepare for a funeral we're hosting later in the afternoon. Charlie, is this suicide something you're comfortable dealing with? Let me know if you need me. Just regards our son's will as it concerns matter of burial. He was clearly not thinking right and didn't know what he really wanted. Proceed with an open cat. Bro. How are you? It's just a game. I do like how they give you the option to choose here. If you want to do this or not. I am gonna be right back. I am gonna do this case. I need a minute. So stupid. See, I definitely made, like, I know myself. I can't even, I got freaked out playing this cartoon fake, mortuary assistant game, basically. Like, no way. Alright, I'm kind of prepared for these people to say something stupid. Still can't believe you did it. I feel like I should have known, been able to do something to stop it. There was no way to know. You can't blame yourself, he wouldn't have wanted that. I know, it just hurts. I know. I heard it wasn't going to be open casket. I'm surprised it's public. Usually funerals for these circumstances are more private. Wish we were closer. I still can't believe this is real. My baby brother. Should have played more games with him when he asked. I feel like it's taking longer because it's been an hour, but I have been reading every single thing. Alright. Different funeral traditions. Funeral rites, even in our own culture, may be something many of us may be unfamiliar with. For many people, all they know of funeral traditions are what they've seen in media. But, and I think this goes without saying, funeral rites and traditions aren't the same across the board. Different cultures have different protocols for cleaning the body to different aspects of the service itself. Religion provides different paths for dealing with the death, but the goal is almost always the same: offering support, guidance, and ease to the people who are grieving. In Judaism, interment usually begins immediately after somebody has passed. Up until burial, the body is never supposed to be alone, so often families will appoint a shomer, a guardian, to remain with the body. Preparations for burial begin as soon as possible in Muslim traditions as well. Local Islamic community organizations are also often involved and help the family make arrangements for the funeral service and burial. But not all practices are strictly religiously focused. In the aughts in South Korea, the amount of graveyard space began to shrink dramatically, causing a law to be passed that requires families to remove a loved one's body from its burial place after 60 years. Many families began to cremate more often, but there are also companies that compress remains into beds in beads in turquoise, pink, or black called death beads. This also occurs in North America, Europe, and Japan, but remains much more common in South Korea because of the space issue in graveyards and the expenses of cremation. And not all practices are somber either. Ever hear of the turning of the bones, or Famadahana, a ritual by the Magalsi people of Madagascar? Famadihana has families return to an ancestral crypt, exhume the bodies wrapped in cloth before dancing with the bodies to... I don't know about the dancing with the bodies part. To lively music. Practice is a celebration, remembrance, and way of keeping the deceased involved in family news. Why can't you just dance on your own without the bodies? Death can be a difficult time for many people, but that doesn't mean there isn't a beauty in the ways we choose to honor and celebrate our deceased. Okay. Well. You're invited to attend a death cafe. Come increase awareness of death with a view to helping people make the most of their finite lives. Join us, have a tea and cake, and talk with others about our thoughts, fears, and illuminations on death. The founder of the Death Cafe movement, John Underwood, once said, "When people talk about death and dying, it tends to illustrate their humanity. See everyone at the Upside Down Jar next Thursday." Can't really write much right now. I have a lot of work I have to do with an inguinal hernia from 1750. It's the oldest in our collection, and you can even see this bit of paper that surgeon put in after removing the hernia. Super cool. I'll send you the link when we have it cataloged. What is my life? What is that sentence I just typed? But anyway, this event that I'm forwarding you is taking place near you. Figured you'd be into it. Might help with that feeling of restlessness you were talking about. Could be good to talk about some of the things you were feeling. Lots of death-positive people there. Sounds like it'll be a safe space. What the hell? Can I just say first off that this is bullcrap? Knowing how these corporations run, I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring our emails now. No, okay, I don't really believe that. I'm just upset. I get that Amy didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight a huge corporation taking all your business for so long. This isn't 6 feet under. And they just swooped in, and now we have to deal with their BS practices. They're colder than the corpse I picked up from the morgue this morning. Who charges this much for funerals? It feels dirty and exploitive. Let's grab a drink after work? I need to blow off some steam, and emails aren't really the most appropriate place to do this. Too late for me, I guess. If you're reading this, Hillside Overlord, good. Chad Grant. We are pleased to bring on Rose and Daughters as part of the Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. They will be another institution amongst hundreds of other properties owned across the country. But of course, as part of the adjustment process to the Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. culture, there will be a number of changes that will come to Rose and Daughters. We will send out the memo regarding the specifics and details of these changes, and we expect them to be followed impeccably. Glad to be leading the way for Rosen Daughters from now on. Oh, God. A payment plan? That's not good. Oh, they got the year wrong. It's not 1964. It's 1954. Ugh. Charlotte, below are the details for our next client. Ensure you follow the requested specifications exactly. After you are done, I will review your work in order to properly evaluate you at the end of the month. Ugh. Thank you for agreeing to take care of Jocelyn's cremation. Alright, cremation, cool. Okay. Should we go do a vigil at the spot? Careless drivers, I swear to God. Oh. Glad I'm here, but wow, I just need a glass of wine and to binge watch something right now. I have to go through all of her things. How am I supposed to decide what to keep? If you need help, I can help. No, thanks. But no. I don't know. It's so intimate. Feels like I should do it myself. She would kill me if others saw the things we have. Yeah. She was kind of a closed book. Except to you. Yeah, she was special. So glad it was a cremation. I would have lost it, seeing her body. She was always so careful, wore her helmet, signaled, used the bike lanes. Asshole drivers, they need to pay attention. Have you heard what's happening to the driver? No, I haven't wanted to ask Leah. It's been hard enough on them without asking about the legal ramifications of all of this. After all of this, let's see what we can do to help them. Shouldn't deal with the death of their partner all by themselves. go. Charlie, let's do this. Oh boy. As stated in a previous email, here are the new rules and code of conduct I expect you to follow from now on. While on any premises belonging to Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. First and foremost, there's a required uniform and strict dress code from now on. Second, most importantly, is that no tattoos are to be visible. Boo! If you have visible tattoos, ensure they are properly covered and hidden. When speaking with customers and clients, consider the opportunity to upsell, i.e., always encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase the higher quality package. We find that encouraging loved ones to think of the comfort and style of the deceased as an experience with no price limit on it. Additionally, so scummy. Food is no longer allowed to be brought in. Instead, encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase our premium sandwich and appetizer food package. Like for their services. Okay. Our partner catering concepts provides high quality food that will be delivered weekly from their factory and can easily be defrosted the morning of the funeral. I expect all the above changes to be instituted effective immediately to ensure a smooth transition into the high quality services Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. is known for. Reviewed a request on behalf of a potential family inquiring if we at Hillside Heritage Inc. can and will perform green burials. I should have informed you of this in the beginning, but we do not perform green funerals as they are not cost effective. All employees and subsidiaries of Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. must comply. We do not wish to lose potential customers, though, so do try your hardest to convince the families requesting green burials to instead choose a traditional burial package, complete with embalming caskets and vaults instead. I trust you ensure we do not lose any customers shortly. Just saw a video of a gorilla walking on his hind legs like a human being, Charlie, a human being. We, as a species, have seen the beginning of our end. That's normal. Dr. Zaius. Home funerals. Why do it? The appeal of a home funeral is apparent for many, especially if the deceased was somebody very close to you. The idea of keeping them at home until they are ready to be buried or cremated can be comforting. It wasn't that long ago that we were taking care of our own deceased, but nowadays people are quick to pass off their loved ones to a funeral home. Most families aren't given the option and assume this is mandatory. Funeral homes will almost always prepare the deceased using embalming and other methods to make them appear more alive. But isn't this process counterintuitive to the grieving process? Being around the deceased allows the bereaved to spend a longer period of time with their loved one's body, which can help them mourn or give opportunities to family members and friends to see the deceased one last time before they are taken to be buried or cremated. The idea of keeping the deceased body at home might sound gross, but it's important to understand that decomposition takes a long time, and you can further slow this process by keeping your home cool and dry. To be around your loved ones and see them decay naturally is an important part of the grieving process. No. Home funerals aren't just more intimate, they are economical. A traditional funeral costs with body preparation service, flowers, cards, and many other hidden fees and costs can cost upwards of $7,000 to $10,000. When you're able to take care of your loved ones yourself, to wash and bless them, to organize the viewing from home, the only cost remaining is entirely in the cremation or burial itself. However, it's important to understand that different rules apply given on what state you live in. In all states, it's legal to have your beloved one's body at home after they die. States like Alabama, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Nebraska, New Jersey, and New York require a funeral director's involvement, from signing the death certificate to overseeing burial or cremation. If this is a route you decide to go for yourself or your loved ones, make sure you follow everything by the book. But just know that this may be an option available to you and your loved ones if you so choose. Alright. Proud to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. received a contract with the city to dispose of any unclaimed bodies. This is an important revenue stream for us, as I'm sure I don't need to explain to you, Charlotte. Although Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. God, that name is so long. Is being paid a different wage from the city for these services. Cremation is preferred here, as it is the more cost-effective of the two options. The first unclaimed body we will be handling belongs to a middle-aged man, possibly homeless, whose body has yet to be claimed. No special preparations are needed for this cadaver. Aside from cremation, don't... This is a man, a person. Just because he was homeless, he's a cadaver, he's nobody? Absolutely not. Ugh. Don't be pissing me off. Like that. Ridiculous. No. Alright. Before we cremate the gentleman, we gotta prepare. Okay, what do we gotta do? No valuables. And now we have the urn. Let's go. Oh. I think I forgot to read the emails. Or did I? I don't know. Oh, I'm reading them this time. Thrilled to announce blah 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 as an Inc. subsidiary of Rose and Daughters just signed a contract. All the cadavers come through. Oh. Great. See, we're not able to convince my Demka family to take a simple standard funeral. I had to contact them myself in order not to lose the sale. Please read the enclosed emails for a lesson on how to properly upsell potential customers. Huh? I don't want to see that we've lost any customers because of your refusal to upsell. That is part of your job. Aha. Regarding the last time we spoke, my daughters and I would still prefer to host a home funeral for ourselves and keep my wife here until she's ready to be buried. I just want to make sure she's taken care of. Her heart attack was so sudden, I don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. We just want to make sure she has a proper send-off. I understand your desire to keep your wife at home. I assure you, the best way to honor your wife is through a traditional funeral package. Instead, I promise you your wife's funeral with us will be a beautiful, intimate gathering where all of her beloved friends and family can come together and say their goodbyes. A standard embalming will allow for everyone to view your wife, ensuring that everyone can see her one final time as she was, beautiful, peaceful, and courageous. Letting us take care of the food with our prepared food service will ensure you don't have a single thing to worry about on this day. You and your daughters are going through a hard time right now. Let us here at Rose and Daughters make this difficult time a little easier for you. Okay, we'll take the package. Oh, I see. Okay. It's official. I put in my 2 weeks. You know how unhappy I am working for Megacorp 101. My skills are useful in other professions. I'm not worried about myself. But you, I am worried about. You're too good for this corporate scum. You actually care about the people you work with and for. Don't let them defeat you, okay? I kissed her, dating a special effects makeup artist, and she is like the coolest person I've ever met in my life. She totally loves Ava's possession and is frequently freaked out, and was equally freaked out by the possession scenes, but utterly delighted at the idea of a support group for people who have been possessed. That was your best recommendation in a while, Charlie. You were slipping there. I was getting worried you had lost your taste. But yeah, her name is Lily, and she's super death positive and isn't freaked out by my work, and also isn't too into it like that last dude I saw, Jason, Michael, I don't remember. I just really like spending time with her. I can talk about whatever I want, and it's never a conversation stopper. She also totally gets what I mean when I say that like working with death and spending too much time thinking about death actually makes me happier. It makes everything else feel so much more worth it, you know? Memento mori or whatever they taught us in that one poetry class we took. We just clicked. Feels good. Fun and affirming. Like dating should be. I'm thinking of taking her to Maple Meadows. She's super into roller coasters, and I think the idea of sharing cotton candy, or maybe not, I don't want to throw up on the rides, is sickeningly cute. Then maybe I'll kiss her on top of a Ferris wheel. Be super corny and cliche for once in my life. Enough about me for now. I'm still kind of in shock about your last from your last email. Do you think you're going to do it? You know you have my support no matter what you decide. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna quit? I am really tired. Water everywhere and not a drop to drink. Water cremation, what? We called it a few different things like flameless cremation, a bit of an oxymoron, but we'll let it slide. Or perhaps more commonly, resomation. Its technical name though is alkaline hydrolysis, whatever we want to call it here. Environmentally friendly alternative traditional cremation. For the sake of this newsletter, let's call it water cremation. We all know that traditional cremation and burials take a huge toll on the environment. High energy consumption that adds to the greenhouse gas effect being one of the chief among them. And water cremation is an alternative method for eco-conscious amongst. It's basically boiling yourself. I mean, you're dead. It's your body, your vessel. How does it work? A water-based chemical process uses really strong alkali water heated up very high. I don't want to read the rest of it. This is yuck. Scrub. taking care of her. Alright, I'm gonna have to end. I'm really sorry. I was hoping I could just finish this game, but I don't know how much long I have left, and I'm really exhausted. This feels so impersonal. She would have hated this, so we're gonna finish this, and then... Yeah, they must have had their reasons. What do you think of that trailer I sent you? I heard that the show is so good. I saw that video of the one kid actor doing karaoke. I'm starving. Why do these things always make me so hungry? You're always hungry. It's so cold in here. I think they have the air conditioning on too high. Let's go for a walk later. It's really nice out. Would be good to stretch my legs. Do you think we did the right thing? I feel bad not doing what Mom asked for. I know, honey, but what that chat guy said seems right. We don't want to dishonor her memory by letting her rot. Yeah, I just want Mom to know I loved her. Wish I hadn't yelled at her before. It's okay. She knew you loved her. Fights happen. Please don't be hard on yourself. I'm going to miss her. Me too. Oh. Where am I? Is this... Let me see what this says. Hold on. Charlie, dear, I'm so proud of you. I knew you were something special, and there was something special when I hired you. Anything I do, don't hesitate to ask. Sorely miss you, and Matthew's terrible sense. You'll never believe what new job I'm working now. When I first became a hearse driver, I was told that my most important job wasn't steering, it was sympathizing. I respectfully disagree, and thankfully I concentrated on my driving skills since I'm now working as a way-forward bus driver, a school bus driver. Can you believe that? Pretty sure if I said that the most important part of my job now wasn't steering, I'd be fired immediately. Didn't know how else to tell you. I was worried you'd think less of me. I don't know why. You've never been the judgmental kind. And besides, corpses are way easier to deal with than children. Screaming children, might I add. I actually love it. These kids are pretty cute. But don't tell Amy I told you that. She was always harping on me for not having any kids and for being all cynical about them. Congrats on your new business. I'll swing by your new place one day. Congratulations on your new business. I'm so happy for you. I know it's been a rough year. I think our wine intake saw a bazillion% increase, but you've stuck through it all like a champ. You deserve this. Finally being your own boss is a great move. No more having to explain anything you don't want to. I'm trying not to be too cheesy. Can't wait to be home next week for our visit and to check out your new space. Have you heard about these green burial pods? When I find the link in my 1 million tabs, I'll shoot it over to you. Okay. Dear Charlie, today's the day already, isn't it? I can't believe how quickly this has come up. Thank you for your understanding and for your work. You've made today easier already. See you at 1 best I need. Alright, let's see. No idea. Oh. This hurts. I thought it'd be easier, but it's not. It hurts so much, but thank you. for helping me give her the funeral she always wanted. I think we're ready to get started now. Okay, I beat the game. Perfect. Perfect. We can end. What was that? I like the music. All right. I will be back on Wednesday.